Well, week 1 is officially in the books. Time for some overreactions. Oh, no, wait. It's time for week 2. Same thing. What's going on, guys? Dick Support here, back to another video. And week 1 really did have it all. I mean, we had a big comeback. We had a team that would have upset somebody had they not missed a field goal. We had defenses fall apart, but we also had defenses rise to the occasion, and we had a spitting incident. Wait, what? Oh yeah, that happened too. More on that later. Anyway, week 2 is upon us. Let's get into these picks. Washington taking on Green Bay. For Green Bay, man, talk about a way to start the season. They did not only beat the Lions, they absolutely dominated the Lions. The Lions, it never even seemed like they were in the game. Meanwhile, for Washington, it was touch and go for a little bit, but they took care of business. They beat the Giants. Both these teams are 1-0, and I say the home team, which is the Packers, are going to start 2-0. Give me Green Bay. Ooh, divisional matchup. I love them. I love them this time of year. I really do. Giants and Dallas. Okay. All right. Let's talk about Dallas real quick. They put up a great fight against Philadelphia, but they just couldn't get over the top. I mean, who knows how many more points would have been scored had that lightning delay not happened. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they tried their best, but they just couldn't overcome Washington, and really they couldn't overcome themselves either. Russell Wilson did not have a good game, and now there's reports that Nabel wants to start Jackson Dart. We'll see how true those are. I am going to go with Dallas over the Giants on this one. But we could see Jackson Dart take over the Giants this week. Jacksonville taking on Cincinnati. Jacksonville, very convincing win against Carolina. They did everything right in that game. And Cincinnati, while it wasn't pretty, they got the win, which is important. They are notoriously a slow starter, so getting the win week 1, especially against the Cleveland Browns, that was big for them. They should be happy about that. Now you move on to Jacksonville, and while Jacksonville, they did look good against the Panthers, I just don't think they are going to be able to keep up with Cincinnati and this offense. Give me the Bengals. Bears taking on the Lions. For the Lions, like I said, they were never in the game against the Packers. It seemed like it was over by the first series. Meanwhile, for the Chicago Bears, Minnesota was able to come back against them. So one of these teams are going to start 1-1. The other one is going to start 0-2 in a division that I still think is the best in the NFL. Who's it going to be? Call me crazy, but I'm going to go with Chicago over Detroit. Am I crazy for that? Cleveland taking on Baltimore. For Cleveland, all they had to do was get a field goal. And it wasn't even that long of a field goal, and they win against the Bengals. That's how close they were. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, okay, again? I thought you put this behind you. Come on. How do you lose that game? How? Seriously, John Harbaugh has lost 17 games in which he's had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. That's the most by any head coach since 1991. How? How does this keep happening? It really shouldn't, and yet it does. Before I say anything that I'm going to regret, I'm just going to go with Cleveland. Move on. New England takes on Miami. Another divisional matchup. But both of these teams, they desperately need a win. Miami, they look like the worst team in the NFL in week 1. I mean, it just was not good. They did not score until late in the game when it was already out of reach. Meanwhile, for New England, they tried their best. They just couldn't get the win against the Raiders. So for this game, I say the Patriots come out of this with a win. 49ers are taking on the Saints. For the 49ers, they got a win against division rival Seahawks. It was a defensive struggle, but the 49ers were able to come out with a victory. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they took a week 1 loss to the Arizona Cardinals. Now they're up against another NFC West team. I'm going to go with the 49ers over the Saints. For the 49ers, if this defense is as good as they were in week 1 for the entire year, they're going to have a shot. Buffalo taking on the Jets. For the Jets, they came close, but at the end of the day, they just could not get the job done against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but Justin Fields did have a pretty good game. So you got to feel good about the offense going forward. Defense, yeah, they definitely need to do better. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, offense was great. Don't like they gave up 40 points, but at the end of the day, a win's a win, and they're going to win in week 2. Give me the Bills over the Jets. Seattle taking on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, like I said, that defense just did its job late in the game. Final drive, and they did not even allow the Jets to get a first down during that final drive. So that was a great job by the Pittsburgh defense. And Aaron Rodgers in his first game as a Steeler, that was pretty good as well, I will admit. He had a terrific game. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they really do have to perform better on offense. They only got 13 points against the 49ers. They only gave up 17. All right? They got to perform better. I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh at home to start 2-0. Rams taking on the Titans. For the Rams, they only scored 14 points against the Texans, but they only gave up 9. So they got the win week 1. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, yeah, not a great performance against Denver. Hopefully they get better as the season goes on, but I will go with the Rams over the Titans on this one. Carolina takes on Arizona. For Carolina, I thought they were going to have a much, much better performance. But for Arizona, they performed exactly how I thought they would in week 1 against the Saints. So right now, I do have to go with Arizona over Carolina. But hopefully Carolina performs better as the season goes on. Denver taking on Indianapolis. Probably the biggest surprise of week 1 was how great Daniel Jones was against the Dolphins. I mean, he performed really well in week 1. And yeah, that's all I have to say. That was a really good performance by him. And just a great performance by the Colts all around. That was a dominant game by the Colts. Meanwhile, for the Denver Broncos, their defense did its job against the rookie quarterback in Cam Ward and the Titans. I say they got the job done again. Give me Denver over the Colts. Super Bowl rematch. Philadelphia takes on Kansas City. Kansas City suffered a division loss to the Chargers in Brazil for week 1. Meanwhile, the Eagles, well, we all know what happened. After the opening kickoff, they lose Jalen Carter for the entire game because he decided to spit on Dak Prescott, and there may be a chance he might not play this game either because of a suspension. We're not sure yet. And at times, it wasn't pretty for the defense, but they were able to step up after that lightning delay. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they know they cannot start 0-2, and I don't think they will. I'm going to go Kansas City over the Eagles. Atlanta taking on Minnesota. For Minnesota, nice job with the comeback win over the Bears. J.J. McCarthy definitely looked shaky, but at the end of the day, he got the job done, and that's what's important. A win is a win. You take it any way that you can. Meanwhile, for the Atlanta Falcons, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? You have a quarterback that led you on a game-leading drive, and the defense is the one that blows it. Atlanta, if it's not one thing, it's another with you. Give me the Vikings and let's move on. That was our Sunday night game. We have 2 Monday night games, starting with Tampa Bay against Houston. For Houston, the offense has to be better. It's about as simple as that. The offense just has to be better. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, it was a back-and-forth matchup between Atlanta. They came out on top, and I say they start 2-0. Give me the Bucs over Houston. And our final game is going to be the Chargers taking on the Raiders. Whoever wins this game starts 2-0, which is going to be big in what looks to be a very competitive AFC West division. For the Chargers, I mean, there's not much more I have to say other than just a great all-around performance against Kansas City. There's a reason they got the win, and that was a great performance. I don't think anybody could have done any better against the Kansas City Chiefs. And it was nice to see Quentin Johnston really make an impact in that game. He's been seen as a disappointment, so for him to have a good start to the season, gotta feel good about that. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, able to squeak out a win against the Patriots. That's really good for them. Who's going to start 2-0? I'm going to go with the Chargers. Give me the Chargers, but I think this game is going to be very, very close, if week 1 was any indication. Alright guys, those are my picks for week 2. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Who wins, and what was your biggest overreaction from week 1? Alright, I'll see you guys next time.